Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something truly exciting for coin lovers and collectors around the world. If you've ever come across an Australian 20-cent coin from the year 2002 and wondered whether it might be worth more than it's then, this video is definitely for you. We're going to explore the history, condition, design, collector demand, and most importantly, the current market value of this coin in today's market. So stay with me till the end, because you might just discover that a simple coin in your collection has a hidden story and surprising value. Let's begin by talking about the history of the 2002 Australian 20-cent coin. This coin is part of the decimal currency system introduced in Australia in 1966, replacing the old pound system. By 2002, the 20-cent coin had already become a well-established part of everyday transactions across the country. While 2002 was not considered a rare mintage year in general, what makes certain coins from this year interesting is their condition and the possibility of subtle variations that collectors often look for. Over time, even common coins can become desirable, especially when they are preserved in excellent shape. Now let's take a closer look at the design and background of the coin. The reverse side of the 20-cent coin features the iconic platypus, one of Australia's most unique and fascinating animals. The design captures the movement of the platypus swimming through water, giving the coin a sense of life and motion. On the obverse side, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which was standard on Australian coins at that time. The coin itself is made from a copper-nickel composition, giving it durability and a distinctive silvery appearance. Its shape is also quite recognizable due to its dodecagonal or 12-sided form, which makes it stand out from many other coins in circulation. When we talk about value, one of the most important factors is condition. A 2002 Australian 20-cent coin in very fine condition means it has seen some circulation, but still retains a good amount of detail. The design elements like the platypus and the Queen's portrait remain clearly visible, although there may be slight wear on the higher points. The edges are still defined, and overall, the coin has an appealing look. Coins in very fine condition are often appreciated by collectors because they strike a balance between affordability and quality. Now let's move into collector demand. The demand for the 2002 Australian 20-cent coin is generally moderate, but it increases significantly when the coin is in better condition or has unique characteristics. Collectors who aim to complete year sets of Australian coins often seek coins like this, especially in very fine or better grades. Additionally, new collectors entering the hobby tend to look for coins that are affordable yet meaningful, and this coin fits that description perfectly. Over time, as more people become interested in coin collecting, the demand for well-preserved coins continues to grow. So what about the current market value? As of today, a standard 2002 Australian 20-cent coin in very fine condition typically holds a value slightly above its often ranging from around $2.50, $0 to $70,000, depending on the exact condition and the buyer's interest. If the coin is closer to extremely fine or has exceptional eye appeal, it could fetch a bit more. While it may not seem like a huge amount, it's important to remember that coin collecting is not just about immediate profit. It's about history, enjoyment, and the potential for value to increase over time. For collectors, there are always smart ways to approach coins like this. Taking proper care of your coins can make a big difference in their long-term value. Keeping them in protective holders, avoiding direct handling with bare hands, and storing them in a dry environment can help preserve their condition. It's also a good idea to learn how to grade coins accurately, because even small differences in condition can affect value. Staying updated with market trends and connecting with other collectors can also enhance your knowledge and help you make better decisions. As we come to the conclusion, it's clear that the 2002 Australian 20-cent coin in very fine condition may not be extremely rare, but it still holds a special place in the world of coin collecting. Its beautiful design, solid history, and steady demand make it a worthwhile addition to any collection. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced collector, coins like this remind us that every piece of currency has a story to tell. Next up, today we're diving into a fascinating piece of Australian history, the 1968 Australian 20-cent coin in very fine condition and exploring its true market value, collector demand, and why it continues to attract attention from coin enthusiasts around the world. The 1968 Australian 20-cent coin is part of the early decimal coinage introduced just a couple of years after Australia transitioned from pounds to dollars in 1966. This makes the coin not just currency, but a symbol of a major shift in the country's financial system. Coins from this period carry a certain historical charm because they represent the early days of modern Australian currency. When we talk about a very fine condition coin, we're referring to a piece that has clearly been in circulation but still retains strong detail. The design elements, such as the platypus on the reverse side and the portrait on the obverse, remain visible and defined, although some wear is present. This level of preservation is important because it tells a story the coin has been used, handled, and passed through time, yet it still holds its identity beautifully. The 1968 Australian 20-cent coin is made from a copper-nickel composition, which gives it durability and a distinct silvery appearance. This combination of metals was chosen to ensure the coin could withstand everyday use while maintaining its structure over many years. Its round shape and slightly heavier feel compared to smaller denominations make it instantly recognizable. The design itself is iconic, featuring a platypus, one of Australia's most unique and beloved animals. This adds cultural value to the coin, making it more than just a piece of metal. It becomes a representation of national identity and natural heritage, which is something collectors truly appreciate. Over the years, collector demand for older Australian coins, like the 1968 Australian 20-cent, has remained steady. While it is not considered extremely rare in general terms, coins in very fine condition attract more attention because they strike a balance between affordability and quality. Collectors often seek these coins as part of building a complete set of early decimal currency. There is also a growing interest among new collectors who are just starting their journey. Coins like this are often seen as an accessible entry point into the hobby. The historical significance, combined with reasonable pricing, makes it appealing for both beginners and experienced numismatists. Now let's talk about what you're really curious about: the current market value. A 1968 Australian 20-cent coin in very fine condition typically holds a modest but respectable value. In today's market, you can expect it to be worth around $2.30, $0 to $250,000, depending on its exact condition, luster, and any unique characteristics it might have. Coins that are closer to extremely fine or uncirculated condition can fetch higher prices, while those with heavier wear may be valued closer to their base collectible range. Even though the value might not seem extremely high, it's important to remember that coin collecting is not only about price, it's about history, passion, and the joy of owning a piece of the past. If you're a collector or planning to become one, there are a few positive habits that can help you get the most out of your collection. Always handle your coins carefully, preferably by the edges, to avoid unnecessary wear. Storing them in protective holders or albums can help preserve their condition for years to come. It's also a great idea to keep learning. The more you understand about minting years, variations, and grading standards, the better your chances of identifying coins with higher value. Patience plays a bigger role as well, because sometimes the real reward in collecting comes over time, as your collection grows and gains significance. In the end, the 1968 Australian 20-cent coin in very fine condition is a wonderful example of how even everyday currency can become a meaningful collectible. It carries history, showcases unique design, and holds a steady place in the world of coin collecting. While its market value may be modest, its true worth lies in the story it tells and the connection it creates between the past and present. So next time you come across an old coin, take a closer look. You might just be holding a small treasure in your hands. And remember, every great collection starts with a single coin. Next up, today we're diving into something truly exciting for coin collectors and treasure hunters alike. We're going to explore a fascinating piece of Australian currency, the 2001 Australian 20-cent coin, especially the rare green tone, or what some collectors call the green olol fine condition coin. If you've ever wondered whether the coins in your pocket could be worth more than their face value, then this video is definitely for you. So sit back, relax, and let's uncover the story, rarity, and current market value of this unique coin. The Australian 20-cent coin was first introduced in 1966 when Australia transitioned to decimal currency. The 2001 version of this coin is part of a long-running series that features the iconic platypus design on the reverse side, symbolizing Australia's unique wildlife. The obverse typically carries the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, making it a recognizable and historic piece. Now, what makes the 2001 coin interesting is not just its age, but certain variations and conditions that collectors have noticed over time. Some coins from this year appear to have a slightly unusual greenish tone. This isn't a standard mint feature, but rather something that can occur due to environmental factors, storage conditions, or subtle chemical reactions on the coin's surface. When we talk about a fine condition coin, we mean a coin that still retains clear details, minimal wear, and a reasonably attractive appearance. Even if it has developed a unique tone, as long as the design is visible and not heavily damaged, it can still hold collector interest. The 2001 Australian 20-cent coin is made from a cupro-nickel alloy, which consists of this composition gives the coin its durability and its typical silvery appearance. However, over time, exposure to moisture, air, and other elements can cause subtle color changes, including that greenish tint that some collectors find intriguing. This coin weighs and has a distinctive dodecagonal shape, meaning it has 12 sides. This shape not only makes it easy to identify by touch, but also adds to its uniqueness among world coins. The background of the coin's design remains consistent with Australia's commitment to showcasing its natural heritage. The platypus, designed by Stuart Devlin, continues to be one of the most loved coin designs in the country. Now let's talk about collector demand, which is where things get really interesting. In the world of coin collecting, rarity and uniqueness often drive value. While the 2001 20-cent coin is not considered extremely rare in general circulation, certain variations like coins with unusual toning, minting quirks, or exceptional condition can attract attention. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins that stand out from the ordinary. A coin with a greenish tone, especially if it looks natural and evenly developed, can be seen as a unique piece rather than a flaw. Some collectors appreciate these coins for their individuality, while others prefer coins in their original bright condition. Demand can also depend on trends. Sometimes a specific type of coin becomes popular within the collecting community, and prices can rise accordingly. Social media and online marketplaces have made it easier for collectors to share and discover such unique coins, increasing their visibility and demand. When it comes to the current market value, it's important to understand that not all 2001 Australian 20-cent coins are worth more than, in most cases, a regular circulated coin will still be worth around 20 cents. However, if you have a coin in fine condition with an unusual green tone or other distinctive features, the value can be higher. Depending on the coin's appearance, level of preservation, and collector interest, such a coin might sell for anywhere between $1.40, $0 to $175,000 to $1.88, $0 to $10,000, and in some rare cases, even more if it attracts competitive bidding. Coins in uncirculated or near-perfect condition, especially if they have unique toning, can sometimes reach higher values among dedicated collectors. The key factor is always how desirable the coin appears to potential buyers. If you're interested in collecting coins like this, there are a few helpful things to keep in mind. Always handle your coins carefully, preferably by the edges, to avoid adding fingerprints or damage. Store them in a dry, safe place, using coin holders or albums to protect them from environmental effects. It's also a good idea to learn how to identify genuine features versus damage. Not every discoloration adds value, but natural toning that looks appealing can sometimes increase a coin's desirability. Keep an eye on online marketplaces and collector forums to understand current trends and prices. This will help you make informed decisions whether you're buying or selling. And most importantly, enjoy the process. Coin collecting is not just about money. It's about history, discovery, and the excitement of finding something unique. In conclusion, the 2001 Australian 20-cent coin with a greenish tone and fine condition is a great example of how even common coins can become interesting and potentially valuable over time. While it may not always be a high-value item, its uniqueness and collector appeal make it worth a closer look. You never know that small coin sitting in your drawer could be a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. So keep checking your coins, stay curious, and continue your collecting journey with positivity and passion. Next up, today we're diving into something truly fascinating for coin collectors and history lovers alike. We're going to explore the story, beauty, and value of the Australia 20-cent coin from 1967, especially in very fine condition, and what it's worth in today's market. If you've ever come across this coin in your collection, or even in old family savings, you might be holding a small piece of Australian history. So sit back, relax, and let's uncover the hidden value behind this iconic coin. The Australia 20-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, right after Australia transitioned to decimal currency. The 1967 version is part of this early series, making it historically significant because it belongs to the very first years of modern Australian coinage. This coin features the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse side, designed by Arnold Machin. On the reverse side, you'll find the iconic platypus, a uniquely Australian animal designed by Stuart Devlin. This design has become one of the most recognizable symbols in Australian coins. Now let's talk about condition. When we say a coin is in very fine condition, it means the coin has seen some circulation, but still retains strong detail. The major design elements are clear. The platypus is well defined, and the Queen's portrait is still sharp, although there may be light wear on high points. This level of condition is very important because it directly impacts the coin's value in the collector's market. The 1967 Australian 20-cent coin is made from a copper-nickel alloy, which consists of 75% copper, and this composition gives the coin its durable, silvery appearance and allows it to withstand years of circulation without losing its structure. The coin weighs and has a distinctive round shape with a smooth edge. Its relatively large size compared to other coins makes it quite noticeable and appealing to collectors. The background of this coin is tied to a time of economic modernization in Australia. The introduction of decimal currency marked a new era, and coins like the 1967 Australian 20-cent piece represent that transition. That historical context adds emotional and collectible value to the coin. Now let's talk about demand. The 1967 Australian 20-cent coin is not extremely rare in general, but demand increases significantly when the coin is in better condition, such as very fine or higher grades. Collectors are always looking for early decimal coins, especially those from the late 1960s. These coins are considered foundational pieces in Australian coin collections. The 1967 coin holds a special place because it comes right after the first year of issue, making it desirable for completing year sets. Demand also increases if the coin has exceptional eye appeal, minimal scratches, and strong detail. Even small differences in condition can make a noticeable difference in value. So, what is the value of a 1967 Australia 20-cent coin in very fine condition today? In the current market, a typical 1967 Australian 20-cent coin in very fine condition usually sells for around $2.75, 0 to 88,000 Australian dollars. In some cases, if the coin has particularly strong detail or attractive toning, it may fetch slightly higher prices. However, it's important to understand that this is a general estimate. The exact value can vary depending on factors like market demand, the specific buyer, and where the coin is sold. Online marketplaces, coin dealers, and auctions can all have slightly different pricing. Even though the value may not seem extremely high, the true worth of this coin lies in its history and its role in a collector's journey. If you are a collector or planning to become one, There are a few important things to keep in mind when dealing with coins, like the 1967 Australian 20-cent piece. Always handle your coins carefully, preferably by the edges, to avoid fingerprints and damage. Store them in protective holders or albums to maintain their condition over time. Avoid cleaning your coins even if they look dirty. Cleaning can actually reduce the value because collectors prefer coins in their natural state. Take time to learn about grading because understanding coin condition is one of the most valuable skills in collecting. The difference between fine, very fine, and extremely fine can significantly impact the price. Also, stay connected with the collector community. Whether online or offline, learning from others can help you discover rare finds and improve your knowledge. In conclusion, the 1967 Australia 20-cent coin in very fine condition may not be extremely rare, but it carries a beautiful story of Australia's transition into a modern currency system. It represents history, craftsmanship, and the passion of collectors around the world. Every coin has its own journey, and sometimes the value is not just in dollars, but in the connection it creates with the past. So if you have this coin, consider yourself lucky to own a small piece of history. Keep collecting, keep learning, and who knows, your next coin might be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered.